Is there a difference between attraction and seduction?
I guess maybe in its basic description, the attraction is where you find yourself attracted to somebody else. Seduction is, in my mind, who you are. Seduction is a state of mind. It's not something that you put on. Yeah, I could do some really sexy number that you put on. You look really great for that one evening. Uske baad kya? Like, okay, you seduce them to that point. If you, as a man, are really, really good looking, I could spend 15 minutes looking at you. I could spend half an hour looking. Uske baad kya karoge tum?
True.
Seduction is not an event. It's a state of mind. It's how you feel about yourself.
That's so interesting. How should I feel about myself?
Think about it. How would you like to feel about yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you feel that inside you? I grew up in a time when, yes, I grew up in the hippie era, so things were not as taboo, but the conversation around sex in India was still quite taboo. It wasn't really spoken about. So there are certain things that you stopped yourself also from thinking about yourself. We have little channels in our head that think about pleasure. Because we were taught this was a bad thing, you shut it down. The moment you think of something that's going to give you pleasure,
right,
you close it down. Because you feel ये तो खराब बात है. आज तक लोग करते हैं. भगवान क्या कहेंगे? I get people saying कि मैं दुर्गा माँ का बहुत भक्त हूँ. So is it bad if I masturbate to the thought of a woman? And
That
it's not
sentence
one.
is-
It's like many of
Right.
them who write in with this.
Right.
So when you start to allow yourself to have those pleasure channels, there are some things that give me pleasure. It's okay to not feel guilty. That pleasure marinates inside you. Those thoughts. And pleasure is not just about sex. It's about any kind of leisure.
Right.
It's about my senses. It's not about sex. It's about sense. If I like the idea of lying in a bathtub with some incense and some candles, and it just gives me that feeling of, I don't know, pure bliss. If that's what does it for me, my senses have all awakened. When I come out of that bath, my senses are awake. I think differently. I act. My voice changes. I'm a different person when my senses are all awakened.
Right.
मैं कौन हूँ? मैं ये सीमा नहीं हूँ who's kind of tightly compressed into this social face that I'm putting out, whatever. I am a different person.
You think, is that an exclusively female?
No, I am saying this is how
People.
we should all be.
Oh, how we should all
Yeah. And I'm just saying, मैं अपना example दे रही थी because I feel that I personally went through this journey and this change. And the day that it suddenly came to me that I'm okay. When I talk about something that I like, I notice, and this is without realizing, my voice changes.
Agreed. That's so true.
I talk about pleasure and I can feel it from the inside. My voice has changed. And when I'm talking to you about something where I'm feeling it from the inside, you're hearing it differently.
Spot on. I completely agree. Yeah.
So your seduction is who you are. That makes somebody else want to be with you. That makes people think, I want that. So it's about you developing yourself.
I've said this on the internet before. I told guys, I was like, you think your obsession with video games is bad? Try talking about it passionately to a woman and see if she responds to it.
Yeah.
Because you'd be surprised how interested they are in Pokemon when you are interested in Pokemon. Well, sure, it's not a massive issue for it. It's trivial probably, but passion elicits passion. And when you speak from the core of your being, it hits their core of being. And that is probably a good start. You can then find topics that are overlapping, but it's not about the topic. It's about how you feel towards a certain topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open yourself up to that. That is seduction.
Right. Guys, if you're enjoying the clips that we are putting out on this channel, you can consume all our podcasts in small clips right here. We chunk them together and release them just for your convenience. Do not forget to press the subscribe button.